Girard coming into this tournament drew the 7 seed, Labette County the 6. Second free throw good for Blair. Girard 3 and 4 coming into the tournament. Losing to Burlington, the home team, on Tuesday night. Labette County fell to Silver Lake that shot the ball really well. Labette County gave up 88 points in that game, a rare thing for Coach Argebright's squad. Jet Stig in the game for the Grizzlies, a guard wearing number 10. Jet gets to the rim and travels underneath.
They made a nice drive in there. I say in that situation, either dish it immediately or just try to go right on up. So Jet's done a really good job for us this year when he comes in. He's a good ball player.
Labette County showing some pressure. Girard throws into the heart of it and turns and kicks ahead out of the Grizzly press. Cam Smith with the basketball, rotates it, and a drive here, a layup off the glass, missed. Crashing and scoring is Scott Moore.
He's a big old strong kid, gets up high.
As I'm gonna guess is, oh my goodness, Kagan Bates gets a floater to go. No idea how he even saw the rim to be able to shoot it.
I mean, either.
But I'm gonna guess is Bates is gonna nearly get a steal here as Smith forwards it for the Trojans. Into the paint, good dump, and Moore stripped going up, and that leads me to my point. I was told in the hallway, I think Barrett told me, that one of their players has football offers from Army, Navy, those places. I'm going to take a guess and say it's number 40 standing over there.
I'd say probably so. Yeah, he's a good-looking kid. Big, strong, athletic kid, and so, well, good for him. I didn't know that.
Well, I'm sure it's right because he's a great athlete, but that's according to Barrett Heston. I'll just leave it at that. Nolan Nash gets a right-hand layup to go after an intercepted pass for our Grizzlies that lead by 5 with a minute left in the first quarter.
Yeah, that was a nice move there and layup by Nolan.
Nice three-point stroke on this end by number 23 in white, Blake Brokob, a 6-foot-tall sophomore.
Yeah, both teams kind of settling in here. It's got a good game going, good matchup.
Quick possession for Labette County that results in a missed shot. Girard the other way, looking to tie or take back that lead. 17-15 for the tie. No. Colon can't convert. No shot clock. Labette County looks to want to move quickly still, though. Bates to Lamb, left wing. Carson's going to fire. Carson's going to hit.
Yeah, again.
He's good.
He does, and he has his own unique little shot and release, and boy, is he good at it.
Catches it high and shoots it high. Trojans don't convert. Bobble the offensive board and then miss again, but they're fouled. And shooting two is Cullen, who's working hard underneath with 9 seconds left in the first quarter. Labette County leads 20-15.
I tell you, this has been an entertaining and well-matched first quarter.
As Labette County, you know, when they do have that better quarter offensively and score upwards of 15 to 20 points, sometimes it's followed up by a cold quarter where they only score 6 or 7 and then find themselves down as Cullen makes the first. And not to be a downer, that very well might not happen, but we want to prevent that. We've seen it a time or two.
Yeah, just, you know, keep plugging away and just go at it again and again. You kind of break through those kind of trends. So.
Cullen to make it a one-possession game. That foul was on Barrett Heston, his second of the game. Cullen makes it. Labette County already short multiple players. Heston on the bench with 2 personals. Down to 2 seconds. Nash takes a deepie and banks it in.
You know what? I think he makes about one of those a game. And I love it.
Sometimes those are the ones that feel better than a set play and an open shot. You know, you don't really think about it, and right in line with the bucket, Nolan Nash banked it in. At the end of the first quarter, it's 23-17. A 23-point first quarter for your Grizzlies. Back in a minute on KLKC.
Discover what you've been missing in Parsons, Kansas. Curious Minds Discovery Zone, a children's museum that inspires a love of learning, with hands-on exhibits for all ages to imagine, create, learn, and discover. Kids enjoy looking through microscopes, building on our magnetic ball run wall, creative play in our doctor's office or grocery store, and lots more. Discover, explore, Parsons, Kansas.
Welcome in, Grizzly fans, as we were kind of able to finally take a breath there and get our feet under us here. 23-17, Labette County in front of Girard here in the first game of the losing bracket here in the middle school, or the first round rather, of the losing side. Underneath they go to Moore. He'll turn and miss it up against the backboard and rim. Rebound Nolan Nash.
Yeah, Moore's had a few good looks inside, just hadn't been able to find the spot to get those to go down. So
Girard with better defense here gets a turnover on Labette County. Talked about needing to prevent those cold quarters from happening and keeping the foot on the gas. Carson Lamb works hard and doesn't quite force the turnover, but creates havoc. This Labette County team is without Braxton George, who played good minutes on Tuesday. Still without Dylan Johnson, as we have been for a while. Starting guard Briggs Knight with an illness, and starting center Tucker Rush with an illness. It's 23-17 Grizzlies, 7:15 first half. Trojans thirsty for some points. Looking to drive is Smith, keeps the ball high and doesn't quite score off the glass, but the putback is good.
Yeah, that was a pretty move there by Smith and a good follow-up. So we defended pretty well. That was just a really good play there by the Trojans.
Brokub on the putback for Girard. Maddox Dewey with the basketball, uses the screen, now picks his dribble up. Lamb, left wing, given room, fires, missed it short, doesn't get the roll. Rebound Smith.
Boy, that was close. I'll tell you, they're going to have to pick him up. Here's a steal, too.
Tipped pass. Bates was the one to tip it, and then Moore blocks Nash firmly. But Labette County playing really good defense.
Yeah, and I think Kagan will tell you right now he should have shot that. Trying to be unselfish and dished it back, but good hustle there, good steal, good opportunity.
23-19. Labette County leads with 6:40 to go in the first half. Bates defended tightly by Brokub. Nash comes to meet him parallel and collects the basketball. Back to Bates. Near the black Wildcat at center court in the middle school. Stig, one dribble, good bounce pass.
Yeah.
Camden Good just checked in. Doubled quickly, ball's thrown out of bounds. Stig and Lamb weren't sure who that pass was for.
Yeah, that was a good look there by Jet. Then Good just kind of got caught up down there and just was surrounded, so just a little congested.
23-19, Code Red here in the middle school. Labette County in front, 6:10 first half. Trojans break the press this time. That's given them a little bit of fits. Broke up for his second three, missed it short. Rebound Lamb, right to left. The red unis run for the Grizzlies. Lamb pulls back. Nash left wing, one dribble rotate. Dewey in line. Nash, Lamb corner, right in front of the Trojan cheer squad. He'll drive off the glass and one.
Boy, how nice was that? Kind of set the guy up, set him up, took the baseline, and then did that kind of that right, had to reach around with his right hand and bank it in, and the foul. So really, really well done there by Lamb.
Girard had 17 points in the first quarter, and by my count, they didn't have a player score twice. They had 7 different scorers in that first quarter. I might have missed one of the buckets for number 1 or number 3 right when I got in the gym and sat at the table when they scored, but I think I'm right. Lamb converts the three-point play to make it 26-19. Bates gets another steal in the press. Lamb looked to load a long pass, but it was stolen by Moore. Trojans looking to convert, and they don't. Moore to clean up, blocked by Lamb. Contested again, but he finishes this time.
Boy, lots happened right there, just back and forth, and here we go again.
Nash, top of the key, Stig, penetrate, whip, Lamb, 3, short. Didn't have a lot of load up behind that one.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that got partially blocked.
It might have, actually. Dewey gambles on an interception, can't quite get high enough. Pass inside to Moore, goes out of his hands. Grizzlies with it. Carson, good look. Dewey loses it off his leg. Ball on the deck. Maddox fighting. Maddox has it, and a jump ball's whistled. Grizzlies keep. Intense game here.
It is. Both teams are working hard, scrapping, getting on the floor. Yeah, this is a fun game. Good matchup right now.
26-21. Ball goes in. Barrett Heston back in the game, has his jumper blocked. Heston sat on the bench for a while with 2 personal fouls. Carson Lamb checks out. A few other subs. The 5 on the floor are Nash, Dewey, Weil, Heston, and Bates. Girard back with the ball, only down 5. 4.5 minutes left. Dewey tries to force a steal, and a foul's called by the judge under the rim. And Girard's bailed out, and that will be the first foul on Labette County this quarter. .434 left in the half. The first foul on Colton Weil. Slapping the ball firmly is Salmons. Set to throw it in, holds it above his head. Nash blocks it, but it lands out of bounds on the black-colored baseline stripe underneath the rim. Labette County working the floor right to left. Girard left to right as we view the floor. 26-21 the score, 4:30 left in the half. Grizzlies in front. Ball is keyed in. Caught in the hands of Blair. Levi takes a step, finds Moore. One more left wing in front of Labette County's bench that watches on. It's a thin bench tonight, short 3 or 4 players. Bourne to penetrate. Blocked by Dewey, picked up by Dewey. Long outlet, Weil at the cup, off the glass, and a blocker a charge. Block is called, and Colton's gonna shoot a pair.
Yeah, that's I believe that's the right call there. Looked like the defender got squared up on him, but he was still moving. He just wasn't set, so that almost always will get called a block.
Spins the ball in his hand, does Weil. First free throws up and no good for Colton Weil. He'll shoot one more here shortly. Coming off of the heels we are as a school of a big Labette County Lady Grizzlies win.
Yeah.
Over Burlington a little bit ago. If you are tuning in and didn't see that, our Lady Grizzlies beat Burlington in overtime to advance to the championship game tomorrow afternoon. Weil's second free throw is up and a pure swish for number 11 in all red. 27-21 Labette County. 4 minutes left in the half. The hot dog salesmen are making their rounds again tonight. The kiddos running the concession stand are selling hot dogs right in front of us.
Yeah, with a big jug of mustard and a big jug of ketchup too. So
Lamb called for a foul trying to pick the pocket of Cam Smith over there. Ball is thrown into 22 in white and maroon. That's Smith. Lamb riding his hip. Picks up the dribble and rotates the ball on the far side of the floor. A few dribbles, and he's bailed out by a foul. It wasn't a great decision nor execution by Blair, but the whistle kind of helps him out a little bit as 2 Grizzlies were trying to close him off. Timeout, Coach Westcott for Girard. It's 27-21, Labette County in front with 3:44 to go in the second quarter. The scoring did slow down for Labette County a lot, but the defense picked up. Back in 30 seconds on KLKC.
Discover what you've been missing in Parsons, Kansas. Curious Minds Discovery Zone, a children's museum that inspires a love of learning, with hands-on exhibits for all ages to imagine, create, learn, and discover. Kids enjoy looking through microscopes, building on our magnetic ball run wall, creative play in our doctor's office or grocery store, and lots more. Discover, explore, Parsons, Kansas.
27-21 your score, 3:44 left in the half. Welcome in Grizzly fans or basketball fans in general for tuning in to the broadcast. My name's Jack Leak. Alongside me is Jack Leak and Lucas Hayward's on the YouTube live stream. Girard throws it in, fresh out of a Trojan timeout. Is this Girard offense? Lob play for Moore, and Nolan Nash is going to get called for a foul.
I don't know.
They're saying he kind of undercut Moore, but the pass was a little short, so Moore had to kind of bow around Nash. That's not a foul.
Yeah, I think that's just a no call.
Yeah.
I don't think he fouled Nash either. I think the ref blew the whistle and then had to kind of go with it.
It's kind of like when a pass is underthrown in football and the receiver stops and the cornerback runs into him, and it's called pass interference.
Yeah.
As a hold away from the ball, as the fouls are racking up here for Labette County, Nash is having to guard Moore underneath in a man-to-man offense, and that's 5 team fouls on Labette County, so that means 2 free throws for Girard for the rest of the half. Here comes 2 for Moore.
Hopefully this game doesn't become a foul fest where there's zero flow.
That first quarter was great. It was 23-17 at the end of the first quarter, Labette County having the advantage as Moore makes the first. And in this quarter, there's been 4 free throws shot and only 3 field goals made. It's changed dramatically.
Yeah, it sure has.
Moore to go 100% on this trip. He does. 27-23, Labette County in front. 3:15 left in the second quarter. Bates spins, fires, has it blocked by Moore. He's posing to be a threat for our smaller Grizzlies tonight.
Yeah, he's a big, tall kid, and he can get up, so that's hard to shoot inside with him.
3 minutes to play in the half. Labette County by 4. Labette County playing firm defense on this possession. Coach Argerbright going ballistic on the sideline, trying to move his pawns on the chessboard. A drive and a foul here, and Bourne is going to shoot 2 free throws.
Tell you, it's almost like every time you drive, you're going to pick up a foul, so I think we need to try to do that on our end a little more.
First free throw up and no good for Bourne. He made a 3-pointer. I think it was the first bucket of the game, actually. And since then has been held scoreless, looking to break that here on this free throw. Second free throw for Bourne. Brick, rebound Stig. Jet provided a spark on Tuesday, is back in the game now. Bates doesn't have anything, throws out of it. Stig touches the paint. Good on the block. Labette County mightily undersized in the paint. Moore defending it all. Weil travels, and Girard will have it back.
I tell you, not that we want to just start throwing up threes, but it's going to be hard to get a shot off inside.
Yes, it will. As Moore defended 3 different Grizzlies by himself on that possession. One right after the other went into the Moore butcher shop. Dump down to him. Turn and kick. Smith for 3. Good. His second of the game.
Yeah, that Smith kid has a really nice stroke. That is his second 3. Looks good.
And, man, Moore is demanding so much attention. Bates to respond. Banks in a 3. The second banked-in 3 of the game for Labette County. Kagan Bates has 10 points on the night to go along with Carson Lamb's 10 points as well. Timeout, Coach Argerbright, to maybe slow things down and reassess here. 30-26 Grizzlies, 2 minutes left in the first half. We'd like to keep it here and thank some sponsors for allowing our trip to Burlington this week to take place. We'd like to thank Labette Community College and Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, O'Brien Ready Mix, Clemens Insurance Agency, Vollmer Cement Finishing, Wood Insurance Center, USD 506, the Corner Store of Altamont, Olson Ace Hardware, SEK Orthopedics, Doctors Mosier and Meister, as well as Tank Connection. A big thank you to all of our sponsors. 30-26 Grizzlies in front. Kagan Bates just banked in a 3 right before Coach Argerbright called a timeout. Trojans in white, back with the ball. Bates closes out tightly against the chest of Colon. They go to Moore. 3 Grizzlies collapse on him. Smith, who has 2 threes, pulls this one down. Inside pass intercepted by Bates. Keg forced to slow down, looking for Stig. Cutter isn't there. Bates, such a good defender. Jet Stig, good look. Weil off the glass scores it. Jet Stig, great look.
That was a great no-look pass there by Stig inside, so well done. That was a good possession for the Grizzlies. Now we need to defend.
Absolutely. I'm a big Jet Stig fan. His basketball IQ is quite high for as little varsity minutes as he's played, and his body control is really nice as well. Kagan Bates is going to get called for a foul. 1 too many gambles. Yeah. The first 2 were good, but he shouldn't have went for that final dive at the ball.
Yeah, he's just like a piranha, man. He's just in and out and in and out. So is that his second?
It is yet to be put up there.
Okay. Oh, that's not his first. I hope it is. Okay. I thought earlier I saw him kind of grab his hair and, in frustration. I thought he got a foul early.
It is his first. The free throw is up and good for Bourne. He went 0 for 2 on his last trip. He has 4 points, does the senior. Second free throw for Bourne's good as well. 100% on this trip this time. And a foul on Gerard. Haven't had one of those on them for a while. Just a kind of a careless foul, really, for Gerard. Yeah. Long ways from the basket on Cullen. His second and the team's third. Minute 10 till half.
Yeah, it looks like this game's going to get called fairly tight, too. So both teams are going to have to figure it out. It's going to be a long, drawn-out game with a lot of free throws.
Both these teams, win or lose, will play tomorrow. We'll get into that at halftime. Carson Lamb to the cup, gets it to go with a little English for number 2 in red.
Yeah, gosh, how nice was that? Nice drive, got up good, and got that off in there with some of those big players. That was well done by Lamb.
Lamb up to 12 points on the night. Really good athlete. Stig defends Smith in the corner. 40 seconds left in the half. Moore catches the ball above everybody and draws a foul, and he'll shoot 2 more.
I was kind of hoping he fouled Wild coming over the back there, actually.
When he caught the pass?
When he caught the pass.
Scott Moore is who we keep alluding to, 6'5" senior. Kind of a raw player, but he has a really big height advantage this evening over a Labette County team that doesn't have a true 5, and the one that they do have is out with still, I think, kind of a fracture in the lower leg, Dylan Johnson. And Tucker Rush, really nice center for us, is out with some sickness. So some of these guys having to really try to give Moore as many fits as they can. A couple new Grizzlies check into the basketball game here. 34-28 is the score.
Cooper Leonard came in here. I haven't seen him yet this year. That's awesome.
As Labette County turns it over with no Trojan on that side of the floor. Did Moore split that pair? Did he go make or make miss?
He made the second one too, sorry.
Did he make the first one?
I don't know.
I think he only made one. As Zane Garton is in the game as well for Labette County. I didn't see him on the far block, or I saw him, I didn't see who it was. And wow, how about that? Broka with his second 3 of the game, he's got 8. That was a direct shot to the foot for Labette County right there.
It sure was, 32-34. Labette County's up 2 with 18 seconds till halftime. Let's see how we handle this possession.
Big run there for Gerard to make it a 2-point game. 10 seconds left, Labette County up 2. Halftime nearing. Bates drives, no look dump to Leonard, and it goes out of bounds, turnover Labette County.
Yeah, that's a tough pass to handle. I mean, it was a good pass, but that comes pretty quick from a weird angle, so I can understand that.
Now Gerard has what seems like eternity to get down the floor to try to tie or take the lead here, more likely with a 3 if they make it. Ball goes into Bourne, half-court heave, good.
Wow.
And now Gerard has a 1-point lead at the halftime break. Trojans 35, Grizzlies 33. 4. A pretty poor sequence there to end the half for Labette County. They can't really control that half-court make, but they turned it over on their last 2 possessions. We'll be back in 3 minutes with the Eye Care Associates of Parsons halftime show and talk more about that girls game and, of course, the first half of the boys. 3-minute break on KLKC. Welcome in, Grizzly fans. This is the Eye Care Associates of Parsons halftime show. My name is Jack Leake, along with Jack Leake and Lucas Hayward on the KLKC Sports YouTube live stream. Before we kind of get into the first half of that boys game, we promised, we'd break down that girls game a little bit, as we didn't get a great, or we didn't have a post-game show at all to try to get over here quickly to the middle school for the boys game. And I didn't give you an opportunity to hear your reaction right after the buzzer sounded of that amazing girls game.
Yeah. Well, it's ironic that on the way up in the Suburban today, we talked about what happened exactly. We were kind of hoping that we would have a game where we got up, then got down, and had to hustle back. I mean, everything we thought we needed to be effective for our girls, to have to be challenged.
Yeah.
Seemed like it happened. And even with Landry, who we don't ever want fouled out, but it forces the other girls to step up, and they did. Someone had to become the leader on the floor and get the ball up the court, and they just battled through a lot. And so that was just a great victory tonight for the girls.
without question. Scoring totals for the Grizzly girls look like this. Again, Labette County won 49-45 in overtime to move to the championship game tomorrow at 3:10 p.m. in the high school. Landry O'Brien, who fouled out, was it about 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter? Maybe a little more.
That's close, yeah.
Close
a couple minutes
enough.
left in the game, yeah.
Still led us in scoring with 17 points, and it took us a while to figure out what life was like without Landry. And then we kind of sort of did enough to win the game behind Amelia Carnahan having 7 points, 3 of them in overtime. But how about Amory Baker? 9 points on the game and really did good things late and led us with 4 points and 2 huge free throws in overtime. Bevins had 5 as well, had a couple shots fall tonight, some from the stripe as well. Jaden Davis had 6 points. I feel like defensively she played well today. Keely Good hit a 3-point shot. Aubrey Boss had 2 points. Boy, did she play hard. And there was your scoring for Labette County. For Burlington, Splector had 15 points on 5 3-pointers. She hit 4 in the first half, went silent in the third and fourth quarter, and then hit one in overtime to put them up 2 or 3, we don't remember. But Labette County just responded and outscored them 9-5 in overtime and held them to 0 points in the third quarter. So we won a couple quarters, they won a couple quarters, and we won overtime and just gutted it out.
Yeah, that was just a great win. I don't really know what else I can say about it. I'm glad they're headed home to get rested up. They play tomorrow, you probably already said, 3:45?
3:10.
3:10. So they can sleep in a little bit and before they head back up here on the hour-and-a-half drive up. So, yeah, what a continued great season for the girls. Hey, tomorrow certainly won't be any easier. So the challenges continue, and it's just going to really make us a sharper, better team no matter what happens tomorrow.
It's Labette County and Silver Lake, and it's Girard and Burlington falling to the third-place game. Meanwhile, for our boys in the bracket, the game before us here tonight, or one of the games before us that mattered for the boys' side, was Independence Bulldogs versus Sabetha. Independence boasted, I believe it was a 16-point advantage in the fourth quarter, we were told.
Yes.
And doggone it, they let it slip. So Independence fell to Sabetha. So Sabetha moves into the 4:45 slot in the fifth-place game tomorrow. And Indy, the Bulldogs, fall to the 1:30 slot for the 7th and 8th place game tomorrow. So why is that meaningful for these two teams before us, Labette County and Girard? Winner plays Sabetha at 4:45 p.m. tomorrow after our girls. Loser plays Indy at 1:30 before our girls. So hopefully that paints a clear enough picture for you at what tomorrow could look like, and we will recap that here after this game, our boys' game, when we know for sure what tomorrow for both programs looks like. This has been the Eye Care Associates of Parsons halftime show. Back in 2 minutes with the second half where Labette County trails by 1. third quarter just moments away from starting. In fact, there it begins to tick away. The 8 minutes on the two scoreboards here in the middle school drip under 8 minutes and counting as Girard throws the ball in. Trying to start off with a little Bourne jumper, and he misses it. Rebound goes to Heston, who saves it to Nash. Heston crashes into the second row of the bleachers. Bates off the feed. Bates misses the finish, and Girard wanting to push that same type of pace right to left.
Yeah, that was a good look there. Just coming in, Kagan, a little bit hot. Hard to get that layup to go down. He was just coming in full bore.
Cam Smith is fouled and is going to shoot 2 free throws here. In transition, Smith had 6 points in the first half, 2 3-pointers for the sophomore, and he drains his first free throw. On Tuesday night, Burlington beat this Girard team 62-48 in the high school gym. Moore led the way with 14, Bourne had 12, and Smith had 10. So those were your double-digit scores for the Trojans on Tuesday night. As Smith gets closer to another double-digit night, makes both free throws. Girard has scored this game's last, 8 points, as they had back-to-back threes right before half that were just daggers off 2 Labette County turnovers.
I know it. Yeah, there's a good look there by Nash. I think Cam Smith, I believe, blocked that shot.
Bourne with it. Off the turnover and the Smith block. Given room, Cam fires, air balls. We'll call it a pass to Bourne, who's blocked. Another board for the Trojans, blocked again by Lamb. Another board for Girard, and that layup's good. I don't know how that's not over the back on Girard if down here there were a couple that were called on us.
Yeah, there was a lot happening right there. Labette County needs to settle in here. We're down 5. Run some good offense, get a good shot. Got a foul here.
Bourne was to credit for the layup. He's got 10 points. First Trojan in double figures. Labette County has 2 players in double figures. Carson Lamb has 12 and Kagan Bates has 10. Labette County is short some guys tonight, playing with a thinner roster, but man, to bringing up guys from the JV squad that don't get the opportunity. Here's Nash missing a turnaround jumper. Maddox Dewey in the game tonight. Cooper Leonard also made the trip. Jay Alloway and Zane Garton also. Good ball movement for Girard here. Underneath they go to Moore, blocked by Lamb, who's going to get called for a foul, and 2 more free throws for the 6'5 Trojan.
Yeah, Lamb got up high and blocked it, but got him on the arm, so he's going to make him earn those 2 right here at the free throw line.
39-34, Girard in front. I don't know what their run is, but they've scored this last game, the game's last 10, 11 points
something
now.
Like that, yeah.
As he makes the first free throw here, limping his way, or should I say striding his way, to probably another double-digit game tonight. He's got 8 and misses that. Board's going to go to somebody, and Hested's the beneficiary here.
We just need to take care of the small things and box out and defend and not throw the ball away. Okay, nice job there by Barrett. Got inside, drew a foul. So see if Barrett can knock these 2 down.
This is Heston's first trip to the line. Barrett's been I feel like in its full over the last few weeks, a little bit quiet, but he did make how many threes? 4 threes on Tuesday night. Tends to shoot well in the old middle school, makes this first free throw. Labette County cuts it to a 5-point Trojan advantage, and now a 4-point Trojan advantage. That's the second time Carson Lamb has fallen down on his back after a made free throw. How? I have no idea.
I'll have to watch it back and see what happened.
He's just fallen down 2 times after a made free throw. As, man, Carson's going to get called for another one here, just moving his feet, playing good baseline D, and that's the 4th on Carson Lamb.
Goodness.
I just don't feel like that's callable. The guy wasn't about to make a play that was going to be a threat to score. He was just driving baseline.
Yeah, we won't see Carson now till 4th quarter.
There's still 5:50 left in this third quarter, and Labette County's got 3 team fouls. Smith misses another 3 that falls right to Salmons, who makes a bucket, and Coach Argerbright wants a timeout. It's a 7-2 Girard advantage here in the third quarter, and they lead by 6 with 5:40 left in the third quarter. We'll step aside and come back in 1 minute on KLKC.
My name is Bria, and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
Labette County, fresh out of an Argerbright timeout, looking for life on the hardwood. Scoreless from the floor in a while. Only 2 free throws from Heston are our last points in a lot of game time. And how about Nolan Nash hushing me up with a nice teardrop floater?
Yeah, over the big fella too, so that was well done.
Labette County needs stops as well. Down 4, and a charge going the other way on the Trojans. Smith is going to be called for the charge. And
like
that's
Nolan's hobbled a little bit here.
I know, I was kind of analyzing that as, you know, Labette County's out. Briggs Knight, Tucker Rush, Braxton George, Dylan Johnson for a little while now, but short-handed tonight. Camden Good in the game for the Grizzlies, for Carson Lamb, who picked up 4 fouls a bit ago. Nash seems to be okay on that ankle, picks his dribble up and finds Bates right in line with the rim. Head fakes a deep 3, drives, cradles it against his hip, shoots a fader that misses. He likes that shot. And man, as that's a foul on Weil as he helps up Bourne to his feet. So I just have to understand, all they're doing is trying to get the rebound. I can't be upset with that. I think maybe just knowing when you're out of position, let them have it and get the stop down here.
Yeah, you have to understand that it's so easy for a ref to see someone going through another player for the ball. It's just you can't miss it.
That happened in the girls' game quite a bit tonight.
Yeah.
For our Grizzlies, just completely boxed out, even if it was partly, and would try to go for it, and you just can't go through a body. That's a good point. Just let them have it and get the stop in the half court. 42-38, Girard in front. It was Labette County much of the first quarter and some of that second, but the Trojans evened the playing field and snatched a lead at the halftime buzzer from a half-court shot. Trojans looking for a 6-point lead on a floater, and they got it from Salmons.
You know, it feels like we've been a little sloppy here this whole quarter.
Yeah.
And they've had some things go their way, and we're really only down 6. I hate to say it that way, but we're just a couple of possessions away from taking the lead here.
Bates misses a jumper. Trojans want to extend. Smith. Salmons. Smith in front of the Girard bench. Now back to Bourne. Longer possession here. Argerbright stooping down on one knee, hand on his chin. Majestic pose from Coach Argerbright. Turnover Girard. Little bit of miscommunication, not too sure there. Turnover Girard.
Yeah, I think maybe Smith just thought someone was cutting through at a different angle. I couldn't tell either because it looked like it was thrown to kind of a phantom player, but I think he just had something else on his mind there.
44-38 Trojans, 3:30 third quarter. Wild jump stop at the free throw line. Extends the play. Heston dribbles powerfully, rises, had it blocked, tipped out, by Gerard Salmons. And Labette County keeps a few players check in here for Labette County. Jet Stig and Maddox Dewey get Camden Good and Barrett Heston. And for Gerard, checking in for them is Blake Brokup and Levi Blair, as Moore has kind of gone into the shadows, the 6'5 Trojan a little bit, but they've been able to work around him and keep a 6-point lead.
They sure have, yeah. We just need to go on a little spurt here. We haven't had any run of any sorts at all, really, since the first quarter.
As Jet Stig puts one up at the end of the shot clock that misses, rebound Trojans. It comes down to Blair. Yeah, Labette County only has one field goal this quarter. We talked about having explosive quarters, but for every explosive quarter, it seems like we have a cold one. Moore misses, collects his own, misses again. That's got to be a foul on Moore. He just tomahawked 3 Grizzlies. Rebound Labette County, left to right. Kagan Bates with it. Weil, right in line. Stig doesn't hesitate, fires and hits. Jet Stig for 3.
Yeah, how big was that? We needed that. He needed that. It just kind of gets everybody pepped up here. Labette County's just down 3 now.
They needed it. Smith to respond. Missed it short. Rebound Jet. And he'll turn on those things, the Jets, and turn left to right. Weil at the cup. Hangs. Hits.
Oh,
no.
nice.
Oh, but he's fouled. Oh, that looked like it was going to swish through the nylon.
It sure
but
did.
Colton Weil will shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, such a nice hustle there. A good assist by Jet. Good move down there by Colton. So at the line now.
Weil split his last pair in the second quarter. It's a 3-point Girard lead, 2:20 third quarter. That's the second personal foul on Cam Smith is who they got that one on. Weil misses the first, each team with 4 team fouls. Moore is going to have a seat for Girard and is replaced by Ben Cullen. Weil's free throw is up and missed, and the rebound goes to Blair for Girard. You mentioned even though it felt in ways we were down more, really we were only down 2 possessions, and we almost could have tied it on that one there.
Yes.
Right back in it nonetheless.
Yeah, I just need to continue to get a few stops here, too, in a row.
You can feel some momentum rising, and Maddox Dewey strips it away from Smith. Good hands by Dewey. Stig calls for the ball. Nothing's there. Weil from deep for the tie. Missed it. Dewey skies for the board. Wants to go up and is fouled on the floor. Looks like it's going to be on Ben Cullen, and 2 free throws for Weil yet again.
Boy, some continued good minutes from Dewey, too.
Yeah, Maddox Dewey. It's Maddox shooting the free throws. Maddox's first free throw is on its way and good. Maddox, a really good shooter, made a couple threes on Tuesday night when he got some action. And Labette County even more shorthanded tonight. Dewey getting loads of minutes this evening. Misses the second. Rebound Moore. With 1:40 left in the third quarter, it's Labette County 42, Girard 44. Blair with the basketball in white. A set play here for the Girard Trojans here, looking for some offense that they haven't had in a while. Moore misses the runner, gets it back about 4 feet from the rim, goes up and scores this time.
Yeah, that big bull in there, sooner or later he's going to get some of those to go down.
Bates drives, no looker, Stig in the corner. Labette's got to space the floor. There's 3 guys 5 feet from each other, and it's stolen from Stig, ripped out of his possession by Brokup.
Here we go again. We need a good defensive stop here. We can't let them score again.
Moore underneath, turns and misses. Rebound goes to Nash. Good eye-hand coordination by number 5. Gets by multiple white jerseys. Kick to Dewey in the corner for 3. Down and out it rattles. That's the corner where he made one on Tuesday. Rebound Girard.
Boy, that was close. That would have been big too.
Maddox, good defense far side, forcing Girard to kick it out and burn more clock here. Trojans by 4, 20 seconds, third quarter. Holding the ball against his rib cage on the right side of his body is Ranson Bourne. Burning clock, now they go. 6-second shot clock. Don't foul late here in the clock. Three-pointer in the corner, up and missed by Gerard. 5 seconds left in the quarter. Bates finds Weil, down to 2 seconds. Colton gets to the cup and can't get a shot off, but good effort by Colton to get the full length of the floor. At the end of 3, Trojans 46, Grizzlies 42. We'll take a 1-minute break. This is Labette County Grizzly basketball on KLKC.
V93.5 is your home for the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. Get your day started with the Anna and Raven Morning Show. You're the judge during couples court. Couples share their disagreement, and then you decide who's right. Think you know pop culture trivia? It could pay off, and you score the cash jackpot when you play Can't Beat Raven. Krause in the House gets you home every weekday afternoon starting at 2. Stream us anytime, anywhere at KLKCradio.com.
Hi, I'm Shelby, one of the pharmacists at Bowen Pharmacy. Not only do we keep you up to date on your COVID and flu vaccines, but we also offer pneumonia, shingles, hepatitis, meningitis, tetanus, and whooping cough vaccines. Based on the latest CDC guidelines, we can recommend the vaccines to keep you and your family healthy. Thank you for always choosing Bowen Pharmacy. We're here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
Here in Burlington Middle School, here in the second round of the Burlington tournament, Labette County trails Girard to start the fourth quarter by 4 points, a score of 46-42. Nolan Nash, number 5, defended by number 5 for Girard. Harrison Burke in the game for one of the first times tonight, and Labette County's going to turn it over here. Picking it up off the dirt is Salmons. Now it's on the deck again. Bates rises to his feet, begins the dribble. Good off the glass, blocked. No, he's fouled by Salmons, and 2 free throws for Camden Good. A reminder, Carson Lamb is on the bench with 4 personal fouls.
Yeah, I'll see what Argerbright's going to do with him. Maybe wait till 4 or 5 minutes left in the game, put him back in.
First free throw for Good is a swish. Camden, a really nice defensive back on our football team that had a nice season this fall, got to the postseason, got to the second round. Second free throw good for Camden, makes both of his opportunities tonight. A 2-point Girard lead. This is keying up to be a good game, just like our Lady Grizzlies.
Yes, it is.
And Girard with a beautiful press break, and Brokob scores it. He's got 10 points.
Yeah, that's not what we want out of our press, a layup like that, so someone's going to have to sag back.
Heston rattles home a 3, his favorite gym to shoot threes in. And he makes it a 1-point Girard Trojan lead. Yeah. Timeout, Coach Argerbright.
That was great to see from Baird. He hadn't quite found his rhythm yet tonight. I mean, he's a really good shooter, and he's just had a few not go down. So sometimes a shooter like him, to see that go down, he could torch 2 or 3 more here before the game's over.
Heston coming off of a game on Tuesday night here on this very floor where he made 4 3-pointers and had 14 points, where Labette County fell 88-65 to Silver Lake. Labette County, the 6th seed in this tournament, taking on the 7th seed Girard Trojans. Both teams with just 3 wins coming into this invitational this week. Still looking for their 4th win on the season after both, of course, lost on Tuesday to put themselves here in the losing side of the bracket here tonight. Trojans out of a Labette County timeout, up by 1 on your Grizzlies. 7 minutes left in the game. Cam Smith with length, turns, fires, and hits. Nash maybe trying to draw a charge, didn't get it.
Yeah, that was pretty good defense. Smith just made a good rotation, good turn, good shot. And how about Kagan Bates here coming down there and putting one down? The Grizzlies pull back to within 1.
6:38 left in the game. Ball's popping. Hopefully the fouls are a little bit less than they were in that third quarter. How about Maddox Dewey? A steal. Heston, 3 Trojans on him. Pinballs the basketball to Bates, to Dewey. Thought about the 3. Hook pass, good. Kick out. Nash, step back, not there. Heston, right where he hit one a second ago, doesn't take this one.
Well, that was some good ball movement just then. Some down and out and down and out. Just never found our shot.
Shot clock at 8, and this goes off of Moore. An entry pass to Heston. It'll stay with Labette County. 7 seconds left in the game, or I'm sorry, on the shot clock. 6 minutes left in the game.
Now we're going to have to find our shot pretty quickly.
Nash to throw. Looks, finds, Bates, 3, short. How about Nolan? Tip back, good.
Boy, that was set up perfect, time perfect. What a play by Nolan Nash. Grizzlies take a lead. Maybe the first time this half.
I believe so. As Labette County led with 0.1 seconds on the clock in the second quarter before Bourne made a half-court shot. And a foul here on Camden Good as a Trojan was bulldozing through bodies.
I don't know the rule on that.
Like how it's on the defense whenever I run into your body.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe you can just dribble full speed and run over somebody. I don't know if they're not set.
I know you're not being sarcastic. I don't want anybody to think that.
I'm not.
Here's Gerard underneath, taking back a lead as they find Salmons underneath the dangling net, who makes it move a little with a make. 52-51 Trojans, 5:20 left in the game. Gonna be one of those teeter-totters here. I hope these guys like recess. Heston squirts it out to Nash, in line, pulls the 3 down, holds the ball with one hand, blocked, no foul. Moore, as Nash is holding his nose and grimacing. He was either hit by Moore or hit the deck, but he's holding his nose, as that is never fun, as hopefully the tears in his eyes from hitting his nose clear up in time to shoot these free throws.
Yeah, that's getting hit on the nose. That's a painful thing for sure. It was a nice aggressive downhill move by Nash to take the ball to the hole, challenge the big fella inside, draw the foul.
Nash kind of getting checked out on the bench. Ref kind enough to take a second to let Nash go assess his state of being over at the Grizzly bench, wipes his nose clean with the Gatorade towel, and trots back to the black free throw line to fire away 2 free shots here to try to tie and give the Labette County back a lead. His first free throw is up and missed, a little strong. He'll get one more here with 5:13 left. Leading scorer for Labette County so far tonight is Kagan Bates and Carson Lamb. They each have 12. But it's been more diverse scoring in this fourth quarter for Labette County. Nash misses both. Rebound Trojans. Here we go.
Would have liked to have had one of those.
Carson Lamb, who has 4 personal fouls, set to check back in. Moore underneath, bucket and the foul.
Of the 3, that ref calls, he's consistent, but he's the one that calls most all the fouls.
That's a good point. I don't know if the guy holding the basketball right now, our radio crew can't see. Has he called a foul tonight?
Not much.
Yeah.
I guess that's what makes up a crew. They all have their own kind of technique or expectation.
This free throw is missed. Good box out by Camden Good on Moore, as Labette County was running a really intense box out drill in practice, and Camden Good was being applauded by Coach Argabright for his effort, and it paid off there. Carson Lamb, one of our leading scorers, along with Bates, is back in. Set play for Heston, but the 3 isn't there. Penetrates, up and under, layup, good, wow! A Harlem Globetrotter type play by Barrett Heston.
And he did a really good job of sidestepping and not charging.
Yes. A 1-point Girard lead. Labette County trying to create energy on the bench, and a foul going up. Bates swipes at Moore, who claps, and Moore is about to shoot 2, guess what? More free throws.
Yes, well played.
That was such a 10 p.m. joke. I think the fact we're playing this game at 10 p.m. is a joke. That was a little abrasive by myself. I apologize. I don't know where that came from, to be honest with you.
Well, it came from a overtime game and another overtime game.
Yeah. Oh, the Indy boys game went into OT?
No, this one might.
Oh, yeah. Moore makes the first free throw. Second free throw is up and no good, and an over-the-back call here on Smith going the other way. Each team will have 3 team fouls here. Four minutes left in the fourth quarter, 55-53. Bates head fakes, wants one of his jumpers, but finds his buddy Nash for 3.
Damn.
Nylon! Labette County leads by 1.
Man, he just shot that in rhythm. It just was the perfect natural release. I felt like that was going in the minute it left his hand.
56-55. Labette County flipping that script. Now they lead. See how Girard responds. It's only a 1-point lead, but it changes how tense you play. Bourne, defended by Good. Camden with great minutes towards the end of this. Good play by Girard. That's perfect. As they got more of the ball underneath on the pin down. That was perfect.
That was a good play. I feel like we defended well. That was just nicely ran, nicely played there.
Kagan Bates retreats beyond the arc. Nash comes to find. Tries to get an edge on Moore, has it stripped by Cam Smith. Good defense by the sophomore there. Now Girard has the ball up 1.
This game eerily reminds me of the girls' game.
Yes, it does.
The fouls, the foul situation, the close game. It's kind of ebbed and flowed from one team to the other. So find out in the next 2 minutes and 59 seconds.
Timeout Girard. We'll be back in 30 seconds from Burlington.
Labette Community College is meeting the need for an increased demand in qualified radiographers. Our radiography students will train on the latest technology in a hospital simulation environment.
I wanted to be able to go into a career where I could help people. And if you're going to go into that field in this part of the four-state area, LCC is the only place to come.
Tuition is nearly half the cost of universities. Scholarship and financial aid available for those who qualify. Text radiography to 620-293-6671 for more information or visit labette.edu.
Ball goes in for the Trojans, who are fresh out of a Coach Westcott timeout. They've been going through the big fella. They do again, and he easily scores underneath.
Yeah, if he gets it down there, it is hard to stop him. And if you do, he draws a foul. So, yeah, he's something to be dealt with inside.
Coach Argerbright talking to Coach Brian Tucker, the assistant. What might we see defensively for Labette County next time around? But we've got a score. Bates turns and hits. And Coach Argerbright, say it with me, give him a 60.
Yeah.
He calls a timeout. Labette County down by 1 with 2:20 left. Kagan Bates with another big play.
Yeah, he always does that, and that I always comment on this because it always impresses me. That spin away for a right-hander fading is hard to muscle up there. It's a hard shot.
We'd like to thank Labette Community College as well as Labette Bank and Clemens Insurance Agency, USD 506, Commercial Bank, Tank Connection, and stay tuned for the Bowen Pharmacy postgame show, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, and Olson Ace Hardware for allowing our broadcast and live stream to take place. Shout out to the Labette County cheer squad that did make the trip tonight, as well as some Grizzly fans here in the middle school. Girard's lead is 1 with 2:25 left. Do you think we see a different defense? You think that might have been the motive of him calling the timeout? How do we stop Moore?
Well, I don't think he'll switch defenses at this point. I guess he might. The only way you could possibly would have been to pack in a zone all night and just make them beat you from outside. But they've got a couple of kids that can shoot too. So actually, I think we are in a zone. We're in that 1-3-1.
I thought he might be talking to Coach Tucker about something, as they're kind of keying in on more. I would have to assume that the Trojans anticipated that, so we'll see if they prepped for it. It is a zone. Ball's tipped again. Moore catches anyways. No bucket, and he traveled before the shot. Moore made the shot, but traveled prior to shooting it.
Yeah, and that, no doubt that zone, because now we have at least two bodies in there, hands up, and so, might be effective this last minute and a half.
Labette County's done well to kind of hang where they are. 59-58, Girard in front. Nash, calm presence on the floor, dribbles with it, now aggressive, turns and fires. Dewey in line with the rim. Bates in front of Coach Argerbright, watching on. 5 seconds shot clock, minute 30 left in the game. Good play, Heston fouled, he'll shoot two.
Yeah, we'll take that. I was kind of wondering what they were trying to cook up out there as the shot clock was dwindling. Got it inside to Heston, he drew the foul. So let's see what Bear can do here with these two.
Heston 2 for 2 from the line tonight. His first free throw is short, no good. Best he can do is tie right here. Girard has surpassed Labette County in terms of foul count. They have 4, we have 3. Heston, if he makes this, he's got 10 points on the game. Second free throw is up and good.
Now here we go.
59, 59. A minute 20 left in the contest. Labette County's bench chanting defense. Moore has been a nightmare for Labette County underneath. They're still wanting to play through him amidst Labette County's zone. Smith looking, nothing. Continuing to move it, they find Moore. Now underneath, off the glass, and scoring using his body well was Cullen. His first field goal of the game. Notice how they used Moore to facilitate that time.
Yeah, because we took Moore out of it. So credit goes where credit's due. He dished it off, and they got the bucket here. We got 43 seconds, 18 on the shot clock for the Grizzlies.
61-59, Girard in front, 35 seconds left in the game. I feel like I was calling this an hour ago in the high school. Heston for the lead, short, rebound rolls off of Dewey's foot and goes to Moore. An unfortunate roll of the ball, and Labette County's forced to foul Cullen there. That shot from Heston grazed the rim, and boy, it came off of that rim hot.
Yeah, so hot you can't predict it. It's just on you before you know even where it's at.
Timeout on the floor, 61-59 Girard. It'll be not free throws quite yet. Labette County's one foul away from that. Let's take a quick 30 and come back with some more talk and the final 20 seconds from Burlington.
Discover what you've been missing in Parsons, Kansas. Curious Minds Discovery Zone, a children's museum that inspires a love of learning, with hands-on exhibits for all ages to imagine, create, learn, and discover. Kids enjoy looking through microscopes, building on our magnetic ball run wall, creative play in our doctor's office or grocery store, and lots more. Discover, explore, Parsons, Kansas.
This quarter, and they had to. Dad, they had 23 points in the first quarter and then only 19 combined in the second and third. So they had to perform like that again. And they've done enough to be in a position to win.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We'll see what we have to do here to make it difficult for Girard to hold on to the ball. You know how that can be sometimes when you you're in this situation, so maybe we can create a turnover.
Each team has 14 fouls, so the next foul for either team will be free throws, and Jet Stig right away fouls Cam Smith, who is going to take his second trip to the line. He made his last 2, and he's going to look for points 11 and 12 here from the line. Smith's first free throw is good. Smith, a mighty fine baseball player.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about that. I think he's getting looks for some Division I schools as a sophomore.
So
actually his freshman year.
Yeah, couple Division I athletes on this Girard basketball team, and I don't think either are for basketball, so that's kind of cool. Smith makes them both, so it's a 4-point lead. Dewey from deep. Dewey from deep!
What?
The splash doctor,
Oh
MD, Maddox Dewey.
Lord, wow. That was 40 foot.
It's a 1-point Girard lead now with 13 seconds left, and right away, say it with me, give him a 60. Coach Argebright calls another full timeout here to talk it over defensively.
That reminds me of put the hammer down. What do the Chiefs announcers do?
Yeah, something like that. I try not to listen to them. Whoops, did I say that? But yes, they do say something like that.
I tell you, Dewey has such a calm demeanor about it. After he shot that, nonchalant, expecting to make it. It went in. He didn't high. I mean, he was just ready to go defend.
Why? Yeah, it helps to have some of that complimenting personality. You know, you have Kagan Bates that would have probably fist pumped so hard he threw his arm out of socket and would have been the 5th Grizzly out tomorrow. So it's kind of nice to have those, you know, that contrast on the team a little bit.
Yeah, it's I mean, that was a deep, perfect
it was.
3.
Rainbowed into the pot of gold.
Yeah. Man, that changes everything. It was 22 seconds and we were down 4. Now, 6 seconds later, we're down 1. Now Girard has the difficult job of getting the ball up the floor. I'm sure we'll try to steal it, and if we don't steal it immediately, we'll foul immediately. But we might just get a steal on the inbound.
Girard set to pitch. They do. Weil almost had the jump.
Oh, I thought.
And they called a foul on Weil, so Smith is going to shoot 2 more free throws. If it calms your mind at all, Girard still had the possession arrow, so they would have kept the ball. But I get it. There's advantageous things if that would have been a jump, not a foul. But it was called a foul on Weil, his 3rd. Smith is perfect from the line today. His first free throws, a pure swish of this pair. Lamb, Heston, Dewey, Nash, Bates, all in the game for Labette County. Smith to give Girard a 3-point lead with 12 seconds left. Second free throw is good as well. Man, cold free throws from Cam Smith.
Yeah, wow.
65-62, 12 seconds left, timeout Girard. Quick 30-second break on KLKC.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671 today. Apply online at labette.edu.
65-62 is your score with 12 seconds left here live from Burlington, Kansas. Does Gerard, well, there's so much time left, it's hard to think this way, but I'll throw it your direction. Does Gerard foul?
I hadn't even thought of that. You caught me off guard. You know, that's such a unique tactic. The problem with that is if we go down and make both, then we're down 1 again with some time left. It doesn't look like that's the game plan. So now that I see how they're lined up, I'm going to say no.
Gerard's kind of off the ball, not picking us up. Bates about to pick the ball up at half court. He does. Clock runs. Lamb for the tie right wing. Air ball and a good box out by Gerard.
No,
And
evidently not.
I don't think so. And Gerard will inbound. So a quick shot by Labette County, which gives them an opportunity, but still down 3 with 7 seconds left. That happened quickly. Gerard to throw it in. They do. A slip, a turnover. He slipped and fell right in front of the Grizzly bench.
Wow, that was fortunate.
So now there's 5.5 seconds left. Labette County down 65-62. Got to get a shot off. Let's see if, oh man, I think they're going to foul. As Coach Westcott calls a timeout, and the only reason I say that is he was trying to yell something to him right before the ref gave us the ball to throw it in, and he was like, okay, I'm just going to call a timeout. So I'm thinking he's going to try to implement something along the lines of let him throw it in, and then maybe after a screen or one dribble, foul, and let's try to make them beat us with 3 seconds left from the free throw line down 3, which is hard to do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's better than letting us shoot a 3. I mean, if I'm Labette County, I'm thinking, please don't foul. You have a much better chance if they let us get a 3 off.
Well, yeah, I don't know. And sometimes I've seen players, if you're quick enough to think about it, if they come out to foul, yeah, you just pretend you're shooting. You just fling your arms and hope you get 3 free throws. So this is a chess match.
I'll tell you, though, depending on what Coach Argerbright draws up, which will be good, if it's executed crisp enough, they might not have a chance to execute a foul, if that's what they're wanting to do. You know, if those screens are set right, if that pop is made perfectly, then the shot will get off clean enough and quick enough. Gerard won't have a chance to blow it up and send us to the line down 3.
This will be kind of tricky because where we have to throw the ball in is tough, and I'm sure they're going to put somebody on the ball. I'm assuming we have to throw it in down there where he went out. Yeah.
Right by the water jugs, if you can visualize the radio listeners. At the end of the Grizzly bench, Labette County on the right side of the floor as we view.
Oh, they're not guarding the ball. Surprises me.
Gerard is not guarding the inbounder. That helps a lot. Now Cam Smith inches up on Bates and kind of defends him from a distance. Set play. Bates to Key. Nobody. One arm heave. Intercepted by Gerard, and they just heave it.
What?
Oh, it hit the ceiling. It'll be Labette County ball with 3 seconds left.
Oh, my goodness. I can't. I'm shocked.
That ball was intercepted by Ranson Bourne for Gerard, and he threw it so high it hit the ceiling.
Why'd he throw it?
To try to burn clock, but there was too much clock anyways.
Just dribble or wait till they foul.
3 seconds left in the game. Bates to throw it in. Bourne gives Labette a gift. Oh, Dewey mishandled the inbound. Turnover, Labette County, and Gerard will have it with a second left.
Yeah. Don't beat yourself up there.
1 second left in the game. Labette County down 3. Maddox is a big reason we're in this position. Oh, that pass almost went out of bounds, and Labette County was going to get to inbound it again, but it was caught by Cullen, and Labette County falls 65-62 to Gerard, and will play tomorrow in the 7th and 8th place game at 1:30 against, guess who? Independence. Labette County will still be short a few guys, I would think, tomorrow, but we'll look to give Indy a run for their money and try to get them here tomorrow. Every intention to win that game, Coach Argerbright's squad has. Boy, Labette County played hard shorthanded tonight. We'll discuss this game here in just a little bit in 2 minutes on KLKC. Welcome in, Grizzly Nation. This is the Bowen Pharmacy postgame show of Labette County Grizzly basketball. Jack Leak, alongside my dad, Jack Leak, and Lucas Hayward on the KLKC Sports YouTube live stream. Another game, Dad, where Labette County scores the ball okay, just gave up more points to their opponent.
Yeah, we did. We fought hard, and boy, I felt like we were getting the momentum there late to win the game, close that out. We got hurt inside a lot again tonight, but I really do like it. And this, Coach Arkwright's done this multiple times, going to that 1-3-1 sometimes. It seems like that becomes effective on bigger players. So, you know, if we continue to be hurt inside, especially as long as we have so many players out hurt, and some of our bigs are out hurt actually.
Yeah.
So anyway, I hate it for the kids. They play so hard. I mean, they never ever quit or give up. So saw a lot of good things again tonight, and it was a good ball game.
Labette County falls 65-62, and I'm not one that thinks that it had any outcome of what the final score was, because I think that when certain shots are made or missed, you play differently, and you never know how the game might have gone.
Right. Yes.
But that half-court shot by Bourne at halftime that he made gave the Trojans a 35-34, something like that lead. So for those out there that like to believe that stuff, Bourne made a half-court shot right as the halftime buzzer sounded, and we lost by 3. So you guys can chew on that if you'd like, but I don't ever think that it works like that. But Labette County had 4 different scores in double figures. Again, scoring the ball okay, and man, Carson Lamb, I think, picking up those 4 personals hurt more than I thought in retrospect. He played pretty well early, had 12 points all in the first half, didn't score in the second half, a lot, I think, due to being on the bench with those 4 personals.
Yeah, I mean, and we talked about this in the girls' game too. And it's always easy to say something about the officials. It's not that at all, really. But different officials, different squads call games differently. It's that simple. And good players have to identify that early. And even though it's against something maybe you've played a certain way for the whole season, the quicker you can figure out what refs are calling in a certain game and try to adjust somewhat, it just saves you. Because, yeah, he had, like you said, his 4th foul early in the third quarter.
I think so,
like
actually.
7 minutes left.
7
just
minutes.
after halftime.
Mm-hmm.
And so, unfortunate because we need all our firepower, especially with 3 or 4 boys out injured or sick. And so it is what it is. Gerard did some things tonight that were good, have some nice players.
Yeah, sure do.
So, I mean, overall, it was a fun game. I hate it for everybody that we didn't win.
Those double-digit scores look like this. Kagan Bates and Nolan Nash each had 14. Barrett Heston had 10. Carson Lamb had 12. Maddox Dewey had 4. Jet Stig had 3. Colton Weil had 3. And Camden Good had 2. For Gerard Moore, their big fella, Hurtis, had 17. Smith had 14. Big free throws late from Smith. He went 6 for 6 from the line in the second half. Bourne had 10. Brokub had 10 on 2 made threes. Colin had 4. Salmons had 8, and Blair had 2. At the end of the first quarter, it was 23-17 Labette County, a 23-point first quarter for our Grizzlies. And at halftime, the score was 34-35 Gerard after a half-court heave by Bourne. In the third quarter, it was low scoring, but Gerard got us 11-8. And in the fourth quarter, Labette County put up 20 points to Gerard's 19. So that's kind of how the ebbs and flows went quarter by quarter. Labette County falls 65-62, and will play tomorrow at 1:35 p.m. approximately after the last place game in the girls bracket. So it might be a little late as far as start time, but we'll play Indy here at 1:30. As Coach, what a great effort, and that is kind of the feeling, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, man, that game was right there, Coach.
Yeah. Shorthanded tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like every time we come to this tournament, by the end of the week, I have to find new guys to play every year. We're down Tucker Rush tonight, down Dylan Johnson, down Briggs Knight, down Braxton George, and I play 2 freshmen tonight. that's the last thing we talked about in the locker room was I just really proud of everyone that stepped up. 2 guys that didn't even know they were going to suit up a varsity game before today told them this morning, and they were ready to play. So just didn't fall our way at the end, but I'm really proud of the battle these guys showed tonight.
Coach, I feel like, we've, especially what we were down tonight, we've scored the ball okay this tournament.
Yeah.
A 23-point first quarter and a 20-point fourth quarter. What's looked nice to you in those stretches where that offense is clicking?
Yeah, we're finding guys that are open and we're knocking down shots. I really thought that Nolan, Kagan, Barrett, Carson shot the ball well. I know Maddox would have liked to shoot a better. He hit one there at the end. But we're playing under control. We've tweaked some things on offense since that Pittsburgh game and trying to find some more offensive things. But I was really pleased with the defensive effort after the first quarter. I thought we gave up too many in the first, gave up 17. In that fourth quarter, we needed to just get some stops there at the end. I know some of those are free throws. But, the big lapse that probably we lost the game tonight was the end of the second quarter. With 40 seconds left, we were up 5.
Yeah, that hurt.
5, and we turn it over when we have the ball. With 40 seconds, we can come down, probably run one shot down with 5 seconds, probably go out either up 5 or up 8 or up 7. And instead we turn it over, they hit a 3, and then they hit a huge half-court shot, which ended up being, the game winner. And, I know it wasn't the game winner, but, just that stretch right there where they would have scored 12 in that quarter instead of 18.
Good point.
That's what we talked about in the half. That's execution, but that's also some guys that I had in there that were young. I mean, Jet was in there. Matt Camden Good played a lot of minutes tonight. Colt Weil. Sophomores and freshmen that are in there that have to learn, when we need to take care of the ball and when we don't. So what I told these guys, is, we didn't have one senior on the court tonight. And we're going to have all these guys back next year, and we've got to learn from these moments. I thought our execution at the end was poor. We just didn't execute or didn't get a shot. We needed a shot at the end. I know Carson got one, but, we still had the ball twice, and we didn't get a shot up. So we've got to execute better in those moments. But that's something you're going to learn with experience. So I'm just proud of these guys for battling no matter what the scoreboard said. And they busted their butts on defense. I really challenged them with, about 5 minutes left in the third to quit gambling on defense. And I really challenged them, and they stepped up. They didn't gamble, and it really helped us get back in the game because we were down 7 at that point.
Yeah.
So just proud of the fight and how they just battled together.
And Carson picked up his 4th personal quickly.
Yeah.
So in ways, down another guy for almost a quarter and a half.
Yeah.
So, I get it, Coach. And, man.
Barrett couldn't get one to fall tonight.
Yeah.
He still had 10 points and hit a 3 there in the we found him one there at the end of the game and almost hit it. Would have been a huge one to go up 1 with 20 seconds there. It just didn't fall. And then we couldn't get the rebound. We were right there and just fumbled out of our hands. So, we're close. We're starting to battle, and we're starting to find guys that are going to step up. So, for these guys, we hope we get a win here soon. We hope we get one tomorrow.
Yep.
But for us, it's just going to keep battling and start to play our best ball in February.
Coach, have a safe drive home. Get some rest, and we'll see you in T-minus how many hours?
We play at 1:15 tomorrow, I believe. 1:35. So we'll be here at 1:30, and we'll be ready to go. So
Love it.
Good luck to our girls in the championship tomorrow. Proud of them. They had a huge win in OT. Go Grizzlies.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate him, as always, making the walk up the stairs, whether it be a happy walk or a sad one. That's a good guy right there. Great coach. Goodness. What a guy for those our players to spend a lot of hours with each week and a lot of bus rides. Good role model for them. Lucky to have our 2 coaches that we do. For my dad, Jack Leak, and Lucas Hayward on the live stream, and Amanda running the board back at the station, my name's Jack Leak saying good night from Burlington. We'll be back tomorrow. Championship game for the girls at 3:10. Boys in the last place game at 1:30. Tune in for both those. Pregame show will be a few minutes before that respective time. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good night.